What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the farm vlog. And you guys know the pigs are long gone by now. We're still waiting on the call to go pick up the meat from the processor, but I told you guys once the pigs are gone, I got plans for this pasture. We're gonna start fresh. So what we're gonna do is we've been letting this grass and stuff grow all fall, all the way actually summertime, fall, and we got a lot of, there's still some green weeds and grass, some leaves, some low hanging limbs with some leaves and stuff still on there. And if you guys caught one of my last videos where I was using the spin chute, I actually talked about I was wanting to plant some seeds and stuff over here where the goats are now. I wanted to turn them out over here, but I'm gonna keep the goats where they're at on the big field. We just worked them, we just wormed some of the ones that may have had some parasites and stuff, checked their hooves and all that stuff in the video that I showed you guys using that spin chute. So I got something in the shop I want to show you guys. I got this seeder right here, but this is what I'm talking about. We're gonna plant some seed today. It's in the evening time, it's a little windy, but I think we still got time. It's late in the year to be planting any kind of seed here in Oklahoma, but the temperatures here this week have been getting up into the 80s, and I think the ground temperature is still warm enough to where the seeds will germinate. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to show you what I got. I got two different kinds of seeds that I'm wanting to plant. Let me get the lights on here. So what I got, guys, I got 10 pounds of purple top turnips, and then I got some more purple top white gold turnips, and another bag. And then I got 50 pounds of wheat, winter wheat. So I talked about it in the last video a little bit. I like to do what kind of like a cover crop. So the goats run on the big field pretty much all spring, summer, once all the babies are weaned. We use our small field for kidding or birthing. We keep them over here so we can kind of keep an eye on them. They still have access to the barn. So that's the main key. And now we got electric and we got water over there, so it's gonna be a lot better this year. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and hook up the Ranger to this broadcaster or seeder, whatever you want to call it. And what I'll do is I'll pull it behind the Ranger and I'm gonna seed their pasture over here. And the idea behind this is I want to seed it, but I want to keep them over there because the ground's still got a little moisture in it. It's been several days since we have any rain. It has been a very dry fall, but the other day we got like 4 inches, of course, so it's still a little wet. But I want to keep the goats over there because once I broadcast this seed, I want to use them goats to kind of push this seed down in the ground. And of course, the chickens, the goats, the turkeys, they're all going to be over there. He heard me talk about him. They're all going to be over there. They're going to eat some of this, but probably not very much. The birds will eat some. But I want the goats to kind of press it into the ground. You know, they cover a lot of ground walking around. So I'm going to use them to our advantage. And, we got 25 or so goats over here. So them walking around in a herd, grazing all day long, browsing around for food, they're going to help me plant these seeds. So with their help, I think we can get a little bit of some green stuff growing over there. The winter wheat, you can pretty much grow winter wheat in northeast Oklahoma anytime, even when it's super cold. A lot of people use it in their deer plots and stuff like that. But I'm going to mix the winter wheat, I'm going to mix the turnip seed all up in it. I'm not going to, no particular area or anything. I'm just going to stick it in here and drive around and get that stuff spread. And hopefully we still have plenty of time for this stuff to germinate. And the greens from the turnips provide a lot of vitamins and food for the goats, because here in a couple days I'm going to put them over here in this little small field. I'm not going to seed it right now, but I am going to go seed. I'm going to save a bag of the turnips and a little bit of the winter wheat, and I'm going to go seed over where the hogs were. They did all the hard work tilling up all the land and everything over there, so I'm going to go seed it. But first I'm going to hook up to this little spreader and load it up with the seed, and we'll continue videoing over in the field. So this is what the wheat looks like, regular old wheat. And I'm gonna go ahead and mix some turnip seeds in there and I'll show you what they look like. Got my old friend here, my new friend I should say. Alright, these are turnip seeds, look at that. Do you guys like eating turnips? I like eating a little bit of them. I like eating them raw. I don't know if I like them cooked too much. Turnip greens aren't too bad. But what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of mixing this around so we get a pretty even spread of wheat and turnips all over the place. And yes, I did spill some on the ground, but she's my cleanup crew. All right. Looks like we got it all mixed up pretty good. You guys can see there. There we go. So the setting I got it on is 5. Once I get in the field, I'll come back here. I'll open this up and it actually opens up a little gate underneath this hopper. And as the wheels turn, this thing spins, and it spins the seed around like that. It catches on these little ears, and it just throws it out. Oh, probably about 10-foot radius or so. So actually, I got my drone charged up. I'm gonna try to stick my drone in the air and catch a little footage of me driving around. And then once we get done with that, we'll go over to the hog pen and we'll use the rest of the seed over there and see if we can't get some green stuff growing in the hog pens. Because I am going to put the goats in there here in a couple days. Alright guys, so we're just about done, but I had a couple of bags of these turnips and I only wanted to save one over for the hog pen. So once I got down towards the bottom, I went ahead and added a bag of turnips. And the trick that I have learned, if you guys are wanting to do this, for your livestock or just a cover crop or for like a deer plot or anything, these goats are gonna try to come over here and start eating this. One thing I have learned is, get out of there. If you just put the little turnip seeds in there, usually they'll fall right through the crack, even on the smallest settings, super fast, and you don't get a good spread. But if you mix some winter wheat in with it, or like a bigger seed, it kind of slows that down, and therefore it helps disperse all the different types of seeds, all different sizes. I'm going to take off because these goats are not going to leave that stuff on. Look at that. Goofy goats. I don't have the spreader on right now. But anyways, I have found that trick works a lot better. That way you don't waste a lot of seed and you get a better disbursement. They're kind of spread out everywhere. There we go, it's working now. But hopefully you guys can hear me. And I've pretty much covered this whole 12 acres with one 50-pound bag of seed, of wheat and a 10-pound bag of turnips, and I just added like a 3-pound bag of turnips to it. And I'm just going to continue to drive around until this thing's empty. And then we'll go throw, I'm not going to take the Ranger into the hog pen, I'm just going to throw some seed on the ground. So let me get this done and we'll be back. Alright guys, I am down at the hog pen and I got my little concoction of seeds mixed up. The winter wheat and the turnips. And like I said, the pigs did all the work plowing all this ground up. You can see it's kind of rough. It's rocky, but these seeds don't care. Actually, winter wheat and turnips love growing around the rocks because the rocks actually hold in a little moisture. Although it is pretty much almost winter time. I think our ground temperature is still warm enough because like I said, the temperature has been in the 80s and it's been, you know, I'm out here in a t-shirt. I don't know what the ground temperature is or what it has to be for these seeds to germinate, but we're going to try it anyway. So usually I try to plant the seeds around September or so, and it is now 1st of November. So we're about a good month and a half behind, but I'm going to go ahead and sow some of the seed anyway. And like I said, I'm just going to do it by hand. And if it grows, great. If not, this seed is really cheap. So that is the beauty of this. This is a cheap seed, but it actually can help a lot for like soil erosion, and it also can add some nutrients, protein, and vitamins to your livestock. All right, got the whole little pail spread, and I didn't have very much, only a couple pounds in here, but I just wanted to do a little bit in here since the pigs already tilled it up and it was pretty much dirt. Why not? And that's just something that I usually do every year. And this year I was a little late to getting around to doing it. Like I said, it had been way too dry for that anyways. And then about a week ago we got 4 inches of rain. God bless us with that. So the ground's still a little wet right now. It seems like it's either too dry or it's too wet, because if you go to sow all these seeds like I just did and it rains 4 inches, all your seeds are probably going to wash down the hill into a creek. So it's usually better to do it right after the rain, but that is why I am leaving the goats over there on the big field where I just spread all this, because hopefully as they walk around they'll pack all that down into the ground and it'll germinate. Usually winter wheat just takes a couple days. So here in a couple days we'll go out there and check and see if we got any little greens popping up. Hopefully them chickens and turkeys don't eat everything. I don't know how well you guys can see because of the sun, but turkeys and chickens are growing crazy over there. There's Miss Daisy. Well, I was going to put the drone in the sky, but the stupid thing wasn't calibrated. I need to update my drone. I actually probably need to get a new one. I've been looking at the DJI, I don't even know the newer DJIs. I have a DJI Spark, and it's a few years old now, but I need to upgrade it. Seems like there's always something you have plans, and there's always a wrench thrown in it, but you just got to keep going. So guys, I'm going to get off here. I got to feed the dogs and put all this equipment up. But stay with me. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And in a couple days, we'll go check and see if anything's germinated. I think we're supposed to get a little rain this week, so that'll definitely help out a lot. The chickens are fighting over there. All right, guys, so leave a comment down below. Tell me, do you guys plant anything like this for your livestock or for yourselves or for your fields? I know I got a lot of farmer friends on here, and some of you got a lot more land than we do, and I know some of you grow crops. So let me know what you guys do. We'll see you next time, guys.